All right, I've got another Death Fog 2025 update. We do have a lot of information coming in across the United States of America from people who are still saying that they're getting sick. They're saying it's not over yet, and whatever happened out there in the last 72 hours has really affected them. They think that there may be some long-term conditions from either the polar vortex or what has happened with the fog that came down, or that CME and the solar radiation. I don't really know what it is, but I know that I got hit hard. I'm talking like Kelly had to put lotion on my hands while I'm going to sleep because I couldn't keep my eyes open. Very, very not like me. Never have any problems, never getting any issues like that with fatigue. Just knocked me out. So a lot of people are coming in all across Twitter, all across all these other media outlets, TikTok, Clapper, all these other places. They're all saying that this was really hitting them hard as individuals, and then their family members. A lot of people are getting hit with maybe potential bird flu outbreaks. I don't know, guys. I mean, I've seen some things across the USA that are really, really starting to be concerning. We do have some weather changes coming up. We do have some warnings that we're going to see some sort of volcanic eruption in early to mid 2025. And that's if we don't get to some sort of crazy global crisis before that. They want something big to happen because it's going to shift you, the people's focus away from what you are concerned with right now. That's making money, being healthy, talking with family, doing all these things. It'll shift your focus to maybe some terror, maybe some, radiation, maybe some world events. And it'll get you to stop thinking about how they have screwed up our planet. Now, what I do know is going to happen in this first couple of weeks is we're going to see the price of meat, the price of eggs. It looks like it's going to skyrocket. We have farmers all across the USA who are right now saying that they can't grow their crops anymore. We have China introducing some never before seen, never before used genetically modified crops. They say that without it, we will have supply shortages. Maybe that's all just fear. It could just be, the same old game of keep you scared, let us disease you. Keep you scared, let us punish you. And that Death Fog 2025 is literally ruining what's going on down here. It's crazy, guys. And luckily, I'm staying away from people and no one's really around me. The only thing that Kelly and I haven't done together has been in Death Fog. So we go in the stores together, lay in the bed together, coffin in the room together. There's only one thing we haven't done together, and that's I sat in that Death Fog for like 3 hours at night. And she's good, no problems. My kids, no problems, all in the same house. So I don't know. I mean, I've got to laugh at it, and that's kind of where we're at right now, is I know things are really ridiculous, kind of fever dreamy. And if you have seen the last couple of weeks and then the terror events on New Year's and then what they're saying is really happening back there, we see all these things and yeah, it's definitely fever dreamy. And what I mean by that is it's kind of like you can't wake yourself up, or you're like, is this real? Is this really happening? And yeah, guys, it's really happening. I mean, the prices never before seen. Like, we have never had to suffer through small baskets at the grocery store for $200. The cost of vehicles, the cost of housing, general cost of living, the way they're screwing us with insurance, all these other things. There's no way that we are going to be able to keep this charade up, that we're going to be able to keep this circus show up without something really, really big popping off. And by popping off, I mean you and me, you, the people, saying, I'm fed up. I can't do it no more. And that's where you start to see maybe some radicalization, which gets to scary times. That's what they want. Another thing that they can focus on you, some homeland problems. It's your fault. You're just a crazy whack job. No, not that they pushed you over the edge, not that they taxed you until you couldn't live, not that they made your house so horrible that you're getting a divorce. No, it's not their fault. No, it's your fault. And so that's kind of the redirection play that they're going for. So just keep watching what's happening. I know that in this next couple of weeks, they say those prices are going to go up, and they say we're going to have some supply shortages. And if we really, really start to, and if we start to see the things that they are warning us about on even just a part of it, maybe a part of it is true, it's bad news bears. And it means that we are going to have to really tighten up in our own homes, tighten up in our own, ways of thinking. Get with if you maybe, a lot of people don't have really cohesion in their house and in their family. And so if you don't have that sort of togetherness and cohesion, right now is the time to try to build it. Back when when the Civil War starts, when 2.0 starts, and your brothers and sisters are all capping each other, there is no counseling. There's no therapy. There's no happy times. There's no food shared with family. There's no any of that. All there is the drama, the crisis that's happening, and try to survive that day. And it pushes you into survival mode. So right now, you can get on board with your wife or your husband. You can get, and if you're in California, maybe your husband and his husband, you can get on board with whatever you want to do to try to build a future through this craziness. And it's really going to be hard. Like, we're just finding out now that they're trying to make it so that you can't ever live in your house forever without paying them forever. They're trying to make it so that if any one small hiccup happens in your life, that they just can come take everything away from you. They're trying to make it so that you believe that route in your life is better than the way our grandparents were. And we need to get back to our grandparents, great-grandparents, all those things. They were surviving, but they were also getting ahead. And all of the economists who are out here right now, they're saying it's never going to happen again. You're never going to be able to build for your family's future without being mega, mega rich. And guys, it's not even millionaire rich anymore. I'm talking tens of millions of dollars, mega rich, where you just have at your disposal the ability to wake up and say, you know what, I need a new Maserati. Or, you know what, I want to go buy a house in some nature preserve. You need that kind of money to be able to build something for your kids and build something for your kids' kids. And they're trying to make the laws so that even if you do that, let's say you're mega rich, they can just come and confiscate and take away and force the sale and do all of these really horrible things. So I don't really know the best path. You know, for a very long time, I preached, get land, get property, do this. And now I'm kind of like, now I'm starting to think, well, maybe if their plan is allowed to progress, and if they're allowed to do these things that they're trying to do, then what is our best course of action? Us, the people of this country. Is it just to band together? You know, have they made us extreme groups and extremist elements before you even do anything crazy? And is talking about not wanting the indoctrination of your children and the corruption of healthcare and the inflammation of, the inflation of greed, is that now an extremist viewpoint? That's scary, because that's really what they're going for. That even starting to think about these things, now you, the people, are an extremist, because you should just be going along with it, popping those antidepressants every day, get a little benzo, get that Perky D, do whatever you're going to do, and live your life the way that they are kind of like stirring the pot for you to live. And I'm not okay with that. But the worst part is, I see that people who will act, I've got kids, I've got a wife, I ain't doing nothing. I see that people who will act are not okay with it. And I'm hearing more and more. People are like, no, if they make it like this, I'm going to get my own. And these are people who 5 years ago, I would have been like, they would never say this. I mean, they were better than me as a person. They were really upstanding members of society. They were doing all the things that you think the good people do. And now they're out here like, oh, I'm going to go get my own. So that's real concerning, because that means that they're desperate to the point where they will do desperate things without even having a worry about what comes next. Not the afterlife, not jail and imprisonment, not any sort of lawsuits. So what do they have to fear? If they don't fear imprisonment, and they don't fear lawsuits, so legal repercussions, and they don't fear the afterlife, what do they have to lose? And now let me remind you that they've taken church out, right? Now you're an extremist if you're even a Christian or thinking about church. They've taken church out. So now no one has a understanding of what comes next. And I'm not even into that. So you make up your own mind in any of that. I made creation with my wife through a child, so I know creation exists. But I'm not even too concerned about anything else. But they've taken away the concern of the afterlife. They've taken away the concern of imprisonment, because a lot of people are like, are you telling me I get 3 meals a day? Hang out with my boys. Well, sometimes that gets a little too hang out with your boys, don't get me wrong, but that's their idea again. You remember the Twilight movies. This is what they wanted. And so they hang out with your boys all day long. Do a little gym work, get buff, do your stuff. So no one's afraid of imprisonment. And no one's afraid of lawsuits because you don't have anything left to lose. And when you take away anything that the American people have left to lose, they will lose everything. They'll lose their mind. And that's kind of where we're at. So be careful, folks. I'm not saying be scared. Be prepared. Know that when you go to the store, it's about to get wild. It could. So just be ready. From my family to yours, stay safe out there.